just rolled out of bed and I'm writing my obituary with my mother, and she's helping me write it. So we've actually got started, but I wanted to share it with you guys because she's just saying some crazy stuff, and I wanted you all to hear. So basically, how is it that we started?
Okay,
just
so
recap.
When I was 15 or 16, I sat down to write my obituary, and so I'm 46. So you do the math. And Oprah was just in style, and people didn't talk like this. There was no Tony Robbins, no Gary V's, and my parents sent me literally to the psychologist. So I understood because I was all over the place.
People might not know what an obituary is. An obituary is basically when you pass, it's something that...
When you die, people write an obituary about you or they eulogize you.
Right.
And so I couldn't figure out who I was, what I wanted, and I was like having panic and anxiety because I get that. And I said to myself, because I always had this feeling I was going to die, like die that day, die the next day. So I was like, okay, what do I want? God forbid I'm dead. What do I want to be? And what would I want people to say? So it's not about what people think about you. It's a eulogy. So I understood right away that education was important because the first thing I wrote down was Lisa Lalou's PhD. I didn't know PhD in what, and by the way, I don't have a PhD, but I do have an education, okay? But I knew education was important. So that set me right away on a path of academics. So that already put me in alignment. Then it was loving daughter of, cherished wife of, caring mother to, stuff like that. So I knew family was important to me, okay? Doesn't mean I needed to get married or have kids, but I understood that family was important. Relationships were important. Then I started to write accomplishments. I realized, shoot, I want to have accomplished something. So community service, caring for whatever it was. I became a social worker. So, and my passion is children. So created this program, did this, and writing books, author of. So I understood that service to the community was important to me and working with children. So just writing my obituary, I was able to come up with a bunch of ideas. It is not, listen to this pun, set in stone, because it's on your tombstone. But it isn't set in stone. Really, it isn't. It was just giving me some type of yardstick to say, how do you want to leave this world? And then when I thought of a eulogy is what people are going to say about you. Now, that doesn't matter.
Okay, let's talk about it, and then, yeah.
Okay, so we went through the obituary part.
Okay, so obituary, so what I have down first for me is family, so I wrote what I wanted. And then my mom told me about, for example, she gave me an example of being a pioneer of something, right? Like, what are some examples that people can have? Like,
well, if you're interested in video games, or so you want to be the first person to create gaming for girls, for teens. If you want to do apps for elderly, like you have a grandmother who's literally like calling you every 5 minutes, how do I do this? Maybe you're a gamer, you're a genius, you're in computers. This is a tech world. You people are young. Own it. I'm going to be old and I can't turn on my effing TV in the fucking TV room. There's 17 remotes. I call them clickers because that's probably ancient speak, and I don't know how to figure anything out. So if you people would come up with stuff for people like me, that's amazing. So inventing things from your passion, for example, or if it's, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be, whatever it is you want to do, depends on what you want to do. So I said pioneer, meaning you can inject creativity and innovation. So let's say your dad is in the garage and he's taught you all about mechanics. Take it to the next level. or inject your creative and your passion and your generation into that. Like, Pimp My Ride and all those shows. I mean, that's insane. That's brilliant. I love it. So what about doing that for handicap or doing, whatever, woodworking? All those professions are falling out of style. Everybody's in tech. Not everybody is tech savvy. What if, building bookshelves and chairs and things? I can't go to Walmart and I cannot put anything together. There's a market for this stuff. So just giving you an example. So if you have a passion for building birdhouses, for cars, for building things, for working at McDonald's, be the best damn burger flavor. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Get passionate because... You're okay? Sorry. I get passionate because people get so caught up in other people's story, in what their friends are doing or what famous people are doing, and you're losing yourself. You're the main character in your movie, and it's awesome, and it's weird, and you could be sci-fi. Don't be a horror flick. Don't be a, you know what I mean? But you get my point.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so that should give us a lot of ideas. Okay, so then it went from so it helps also prioritize. Mm-hmm. Gives priorities.
Say what you wrote.
So I wrote, for me, something that's important is family. So I wrote devoted daughter to my parents, devoted sister to my siblings, devoted wife to, and I actually thought about this for a little second, and it was a little iffy, and my mom was kind of looking at me like, you don't have to be, or you do, or you could, or whatever. But I had a struggle because being in 2018, it's kind of hard to think about marriage and who you want to have that commitment with and things like that. But I decided that yes, I would want to be a wife to somebody, and of course a mother. So I wrote that. And then when we got into...
Wait, so because it's iffy, mm-hmm. that gave us a big clue about something.
Yeah.
There's two clues here. The fact that family matters to you means that if your parents are assholes and your siblings are assholes, or if they go through hard times, in your heart of hearts, in the long run, you want to be feeling good about your family. So when those challenges come, you're going to approach it with love and compassion and understanding. Not, screw him, I'm not going to talk to him. Why?
Right.
Because your values, if you, God willing, you should live a very long life, but if you leave this world, when you leave it, you want to leave it in good terms as best in
with
your
my
consciousness.
siblings. Yeah.
Now, you may, God forbid, you could not talk to your sibling ever again.
Right.
But what matters to you as a human being, you did your best, you were a good sister. And that's going to stay in your mind. So when trouble comes, it's going to, and same with marriage and kids. This is very interesting that it came up. So we know you're not ready.
Right.
And you have friends that have been ready since they're in high school.
Yeah.
So this is something that you're not pursuing right now.
Yeah.
And it isn't a priority. So we know that. Okay? But we also know it's not something that you want to completely ignore.
Right.
And wake up at 40 and say, oh crap, I want to have a kid.
Yeah.
So there's interesting things that come out when you write this.
Yes, there is. And then we got into kind of what do you want to be remembered for? So I got really stuck here because I was like, I have no idea. Because right now I'm 20, I'm going to be 21 in 2 weeks. And I don't know. I just didn't know. I got stuck, so I asked my mom for help, and then she started giving me things like, okay, do you want to be a pioneer for something? Do you want to be an archaeologist? Do you want to be what do you want to be? And I pinpointed it to something that I actually do want to be, a pioneer for film and spirituality. So basically bringing spirituality and religion through film to youth. So, and basically creating a new Hollywood for spirituality and youth, helping to drop numbers in teen suicide, and creating a new way to look at spirituality and religion.
So hold on. So can I interrupt you? So here's the thing. You have a love for something. You love youth. You love film. You always have. you happen to have a talent for it. You love it because you're good at it. Generally, we love things that we're good at. So people need to think about, what do they love? I love fast food. I love gaming. I love relaxing. It could be anything. I love carving wood. I love computers.
Right.
Okay, I love arguing with people. When you love something, I'm going to bet that you're probably darn good at it. And if you're not good at it, and even if you're good at it, by the way, you need to work your ass off at it, but it doesn't feel like work. It's not punishment because you love it. And you might even be able to make a career out of it for the rest of your life. Okay? So if it's wheeling and dealing, if it's hustling, buying and selling, some people love that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's also very important. You took aspect of, you love youth, you love film, you love spirituality, you love religion, and you're going to make a career out of it. We don't know how, and that doesn't matter. Right now, we're writing this to figure stuff out.
To figure out, and also priorities. So that's what I want. Then
that's the eulogy part.
This is the eulogy.
That's the obituary. That was the eulogy.
Okay, so then, so right where I wanted to bring you guys in, and sorry, I have a face mask all over my face. Where I wanted to bring you guys in was at the eulogy part. So this is what we've done so far, and
do you
then
think people are going to be offended that you didn't even, like, you're doing this with mask on your face? Is that like rude?
I don't know. I kind of want to be like.
Okay.
I want to be real, you know, and I couldn't help myself because you were just like throwing straight fire.
Okay.
So I just.
So this part was the eulogy.
No time. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that people should just wake up
just
and
apologize.
create? Okay, listen. I'm sorry. I did brush my teeth though.
Yeah, I wouldn't sit here if you weren't.
I brushed my teeth and I washed my face.
Okay, so because your audience should see you respectful and looking your best, they should be looking at so that's what I meant, that, Anyways, it's okay. You're forgiven. So this was the eulogy part. Eulogy is not, I'm not telling you need to care what people think. Oh, she's so pretty. Oh, she's a loser. Oh, she's cool. That's not what I mean by eulogy. Eulogy is when people talk about you, they get up, and they speak about, after you've passed on, oh, she was the best friend ever. You could call her at 2 a.m. Eulogy is what the impression you've left for the people that love and care about you and the world. Okay, even people who didn't know you. If you're let's say, now we gave the example of my mother. My mother doesn't care about having kids and grandchildren and staying home and cooking
Maybe
babies.
I should take a shower.
So you don't want to finish?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not live. I can edit it and say whatever I want.
Okay, so can we just finish?
Yes.
So your grandmother doesn't care about staying home and baking cookies, and she didn't care. She didn't want her eulogy to say, the most loving, amazing wife, mother, and grandmother who took care of us all the time and gave and sacrificed everything for us. Oh my God, that would be her nightmare. Hers wanted to read hardest working, most reliable, interesting, honest, fun-loving, party, jet setter, always there if you need her, best to solve problems, and that's how my mom lives her life. She's all those amazing, awesome things, but no, she was not sitting at home baking cookies and doing that. So she's living her life according to that. So that's why I told you to write a eulogy. Is it helps give you also the qualities you want in yourself to work on. I'd love for people to say that I'm loving, caring, and sharing. Well then,
be a little bit more loving, caring.
No, or think about, so how can I live my life like that?
It's true.
And then
so
that's
then
something else,
So to help with that, my mom told me to write people I admire, so basically influential people, and then write them and write about them. And this is truth. Like, you don't have to write,
It doesn't have to be influential people. It could be
anybody who influences you. Yeah. Like influential people.
Bus driver.
Influential people in my life who influence me. So I also stuttered here for a second because I had to think about it. And I came up with Tony Robbins and Gary Vee. And then I brought you guys in. So I didn't necessarily finish, but this helps because you look at these people. So, okay, I wrote Tony Robbins, for example, knows what to say and helps big numbers of people, just for an example. And then my mom went on to say, okay, so then what does Tony Robbins do? Right? Like, what does he do to get there? Read their story, read how they got there, know their qualities. Also, we're blessed to live in, also cyber world where you can see, for example, Gary Vee, his daily life and what he does and how to get there. So does Gary Vee wake up at 10:30, whatever a.m. or 2 p.m. during the day? No, he's up and at him, going and moving and creating. So actually writing this inspired me to record this, and now I'm creating this.
Let's say he does wake up at 10:30 in the morning,
Let's say,
for example, but I can tell you he's not putting in a 4-hour day.
Right.
So if you're a night person, perfect. It doesn't matter. Stop looking for excuses or reasons why. Crap, Tony Robbins did it like this. Oh, then I can't. I don't read it for that. I mean, like, I know you're always on your little Instagram and you're looking at Victoria's Secret models.
Right.
You're always like stalking pretty women and looking at fashion. You're always looking at spiritual videos. You like listening to priests and rabbis and gurus, and you love motivational speakers. So this is something that you love and you admire. Learn about these people. Learn about their routines. So I know that looking good matters to you. So then feeling good, right? Looking good, well, you know what I'm saying. You want to be beautiful, and you want to be healthy, and you want to be, whatever.
Right. So
There's
say
a reason why you admire
Victoria's Secret models, they work out.
Like, well, why are you constantly checking it out?
Because I like how they work out. They go to the gym.
Okay, but I'm going deeper than that.
Healthy.
So physical beauty is important to you.
Yeah,
so what I meant was, I'm not telling you to be a Victoria's Secret model. I'm saying if you're going to stuff your face with oil and chocolate and not wash your face before you go to bed, you will break out with pimples. So if you know that looking good matters to you, you're going to take the steps to make sure that you look good and feel good and are healthy. Right. So you're not going to stuff your face with donuts all week.
No.
You're not going to lie in bed and not do any exercise all week. You're not, that's what I'm trying to say.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not saying you have to have the values of a Victoria's Secret model or I'm saying if these things are important to you, don't be ashamed about it. It's okay. It's okay to say, I want to be the best version of myself physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally.
Yeah.
This is about writing your truth. It's your obituary. It's your eulogy. It's your life.
Yeah.
It's secret. This is secret. You want me to do it with you, that's okay. But I'm saying it's very, you could put, God knows what you could put in there. It's none of my business.
Yeah.
But if you don't start writing and thinking, and this could change 10 times this week.
Yeah.
It's about getting into the flow.
Yeah.
This is step 1 of the process.